Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to our Sunday gathering number 158. Crazy. It's April 2nd here. And for my friend Avril, she is up bright and early as our guest speaker and guest medium. She's up at 4 a.m. So, she didn't get much sleep. Coming to us from Australia, we have Darren coming to us from England. And of course, I am in America, just south of Boston, Massachusetts. Carrie and Phil are still in Vancouver teaching their course, but they will be back next week. So today, April 2nd, is Palm Sunday. Many celebrate Palm Sunday, but I did a quick look to see what else happens to be today. It is World Autism Acceptance Day. Also, it's National Reconciliation Day. Think about that. And last but not least, today is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. So whatever day it is for you, we welcome you. And we're so glad you're spending your time with us today on our Sunday gathering, where we always try to leave you a little brighter than when you joined. So here is what's going to happen. Darren is going to be doing our prayers today and also our words for the week. You have me for the reading and also for the healing segment. And we have the beautiful Avril who will be doing our address and also our demonstration of mediumship. Small, cozy, here we are together. Our chat box is open. We always welcome you to let us know where you're from, and we're so grateful you're here. Carrie picked the songs for today and the theme, which is aspirations. Do we compare ourselves to others, or do we, like the song says, write our own story and be the very best we can be? So we're going to be unfolding that topic in various ways today. So I'd like to turn it over to Darren for our opening prayer. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Sandra, and a massive welcome to all of you. It's always wonderful to be here each and every week on these Sunday gatherings. So if you'd all like to close your eyes and join me for today's opening prayer. Today we unite as friends, brothers and sisters from around the world. We come together as one under that banner of We Don't Die, here today for our Sunday gathering. As we unite here today, we do so from different countries within our world. We do so speaking different languages and having different dialects, and we do so coming together from different backgrounds and different understandings. But today we unite here together in the name of love, for the love of the uniting of the two worlds together as one. As we enter into this Sunday gathering, we cast away our own wants, our own needs, and our own desires, and allow the power to go to where it is needed today for the greatest good of all of mankind. As we enter into this Sunday gathering, we do so with no demands or no expectations, but we enter with an open heart and an open mind to allow our workers to be free and open today, to share the words and the thoughts of those in the unseen world, to bring us those moments of healing, joy, and upliftment, as we immerse ourselves in that unconditional love and that healing balm. Each and every one of us deems it a joy and a privilege to work with the world unseen, walking side by side, hand in hand, and each and every one of us does to the best of our ability and our understanding, and we truly hope we can make you proud here today. As we open up our Sunday gathering, we do so with smiles upon our faces, positivity within our mind, and love within our hearts, so that we can create the perfect meeting ground in which the two worlds can truly come together as one. And as always, we ask for that healing light to shine to all four corners of our world, to bring that comfort, that joy, and upliftment to all those that may be in need at this time. So without further ado, my friends, we welcome you here today. Amen.
Thank you so much, Darren. Well, Carrie picked the theme for today of aspirations, to be striving for better, to reach our own potential. And it really is quite easy to think of what other people are doing. So when the title came up, my mind first went to comparison, but that's not what it means. So with that, I have two stories for you, okay, for our reading. Here's the first. There once was a crow who lived in the forest and was absolutely satisfied with its life. The crow never compared himself to any other animal, But one day he saw a swan. The swan is so white, he thought, and I am so black. This swan must be the happiest bird in the world. The crow told the swan how he felt. Actually, the swan replied, I was feeling that I was the happiest and most beautiful bird around until I saw a parrot, which had two colors. Now I think the parrot is the happiest and the luckiest bird in the world. After hearing that, the crow decided to search for the parrot. When he found the parrot, he told him what has happened to him so far and what he was thinking. To the crow's surprise, the parrot replied, I too lived a very happy life until I saw a peacock. I have only two colors, but the peacock has so many colors. The crow decided to see that for himself, so he visited the peacock in a zoo. Once there, he saw that hundreds of people had gathered to see the peacock. After the people had left, the crow approached the peacock. Dear peacock, the crow said, you are so beautiful. Every day, thousands of people come to see you and your beautiful feathers. Compared to you, I am not so lucky, and I could never be as happy as you are. Unlike you, when people see me, they immediately shoo me away, and even some people throw rocks at me. Peacock, I think you are the happiest bird on the planet. The peacock replied with sadness in his eyes, I always thought that I was the most beautiful and happy bird on the planet, but because of my beauty, I am entrapped in this zoo. From what I have seen and experienced in my life, I have realized that you, crow, are the luckiest bird in the world. Compared to you, I am imprisoned and told where I can go and when I have to do something or eat something. You are one of the few birds that are not kept in a cage and are free to spread your wings and fly away whenever you wish. So, of course, the moral of the story is do not compare yourself with others based on what you see on the outside. You never know what they had to sacrifice to live the way they live now. The only one you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Which leads me to my second story. This one is called The Island of Inventions. The first time Luca heard talk of the Island of Inventions, he was still very young, but the wonders he heard about it sounded so incredible to him that they were forever engraved in his memory. Ever since he was a little boy, he never stopped searching for clues to investigate, clues which might lead him to that place of wonder. He read hundreds of adventure books, histories, volumes of physics and chemistry, and even music. Taking a little from here and a little from there, he arrived at quite a clear idea of what the Island of Inventions must really be like. It was a secret place where all the great wise men and women of the world would meet to learn and invent together. Access to the island was totally restricted. To be able to join that select club, you had to have created some great invention to help humanity. Only then could you receive the unique and special invitation, which came with instructions on how to get to this island. To be in with a chance, Luca spent the years of his youth studying and inventing. Every new idea he got, he made it into an invention. And if there were ever anything he didn't understand, he would seek out someone who could help him. Soon he met other young people, brilliant inventors too, and he told them of the secrets and marvels of the Island of Inventions. These fellow young inventors would likewise dream of being sent that special letter, which is how the invitation was referred to. As time passed, the disappointment of not being sent the letter gave rise to even greater collaboration and mutual help between the young inventors. Their interesting individual inventions were put together, creating some incredible contraptions. One day they met in Luca's house, which ended up looking like a huge warehouse for machines and spare parts. Their inventions became known throughout the world and managed to improve every aspect of people's lives. But even after that, no invitation came. They did not lose heart. They continued learning and inventing every day, trying to come up with more and better ideas. Fresh young talent was added to their group as more and more inventors dreamed of getting to the island. One day, a long time later, Luca, already very old, was speaking with a brilliant young man who had written to him to try to join the group. Luca told the young man of the great secret of the island of inventions and of how he was sure that someday they would receive an invitation. Surprised, the young inventor interrupted Luca. What? Wait? You mean this isn't really the island of inventions? Isn't the letter you sent me the real invitation? And as old as he was, Luca looked around him and realized that his dream had become true in his very own house. He realized that no island could exist which would be better than where he was now. No place of invention would be better than what he and his friends had created. Luca felt happy to know that he had always been on the island and that his life of invention and study had been a truly happy one. Can we all find ourselves a little bit in that story? I think so. Thank you for listening. We are going to continue and we're going to go into our healing segment. So as we listen to our healing song now, I want you to think a little bit about your life. Are you comparing yourself to others? Or are you aware that you are living on an island of your own making and of your own self-discovery? Talent, wisdom, joy, creativity, compassion, and so much more are within you. And each one of us has a connection to a divine source, an inner magic genie, if you will, that really can make a difference for others. So as we listen to our healing song, let's all send some love, healing, and a magical light to all those that are in need of it right now. Remembering anytime we offer healing, we give what we receive. The song that Carrie chose is by Alexia Chellin, and it's called The Power is Here Now. And right after the song, we'll have Avril deliver the address. So let me get our healing song and send that magical light to the world.
Thank you to Sandra. Synchronicity always amazes me, how each and everyone's thoughts, and when we go deep inside, how it all connects. In Darren's prayer to go deep within, and Sandra's expression that we shouldn't compare, we should discover ourselves, and that powerful song about your presence and the power of now. And I was thinking, you know, we are all eternal souls. Our spirit and soul lives forever. What an interesting concept that's presented here every week on the Sunday gathering without fail. As we are spirit and soul here and now, we're living through a human experience. And we are gaining knowledge and experience. And sometimes that knowledge and experience takes us to difficult, challenging circumstances, but we learn profoundly. So perhaps we need to think about our aspirations for our eternal journey, our spiritual unfoldment here and now, here, right now. Wow, where do we begin? First, we must aspire, we must breathe deep and go within, deep into our most loving, soulful, and divine place, into our spirit and soul. And there is no comparison there. There we will meet our authentic self and embrace our divinity, our spiritual essence, and our love. And as I say that, I can feel the emotion rising up inside me. And I smile, because what a beautiful feeling to have throughout each and every day of our lives. This is a sacred and soulful journey of discovery of our light and our love. And these are words not to be taken lightly. Re-enchantment of our material life, I believe, can happen through reaching into our soul and remembering that we are an eternal being, that these circumstances, these lessons, these experiences, and this knowledge brings us closer to our authentic self. Whether we agree, whether we disagree, whether we enjoy, whether we have to work as hard as we can always go deep within. You are soulful warriors, my friends. We are all soulful warriors. Yes, you can explore, unfold, and evolve your spirit and soul in this lifetime. Why wait for the afterlife? Can you hear your loved ones cheering? I can. I sometimes think, as we watch the communications from spirit, that sometimes our loved ones, our friends, and those that are known to us must think, gosh, they're a miserable bunch. If I was back there, what I would be doing right now, and to think of all these earthly delights, to think of nature, to think of the joy of being, of new life. But I think for our loved ones to feel, wow, they're embracing these experiences, these hard knocks, and how well they're doing, how proud we are. As well as aspiring deeply, breathing in divine love, why not embrace an intuitive, a psychic journey of discovery? And that's what we're doing right now. These experiences are available to us all. Even mediumistic experiences can be part of your reality. That's right. Even mediumistic experiences can be part of your reality. Spooky, no. Transformational, absolutely. So why not aspire to a sacred and divine mystical journey of discovery right here, right now, in our lived experience? And wow, imagine how this might transform your mindset, your lifestyle choices, to embrace your eternal being right here, right now. Thank you.
Beautiful, Avril. It is interesting, the synchronicities, isn't it? Carrie gives us the word aspirations, and from what we get to choose what to do with it. And it's like the spirit world works through all of us to blend it together. So that was just beautiful, Avril. Well, our dear Avril is also our medium today. And if you didn't join us when we started, you wouldn't have heard that this girl didn't get very much sleep last night. It's just past 4 in the morning, her time in Australia, and her commitment to humanity on both sides of the veil is so huge. By getting up early, making herself beautiful, she's beautiful inside and out, but being here to be of service, both with her address and the demonstration of mediumship. We have some new folks here with us for the very first time today. You know who you are. Welcome to our Sunday gathering, and to our friends who have been here before, of course, welcome to you. I'm going to just go through what happens next with our demonstration of mediumship. You have seen Darren, Avril, and myself as representatives from our world, and it is time to have a few representatives from the spirit world show. I know each week we most often pray that it's our loved ones that come through, but the spirit folks that come through really are stepping up on behalf of everybody. You know, you think you may just be sitting there alone or with your loved one by your side watching the Sunday gathering, when in reality, your room is packed, filled with people that love you from the unseen world. They have jobs to do and lives to live on the other side, but they do a great job in multitasking, and they can just, with a thought, be over there, be over here. And we see each week on our Sunday gathering just how close they are as we hear words for some folks saying, hey, we're here when we saw you do this. We were here when that happened. Remember these times. Our loved ones are all healthy, well, alive. They are their best selves. They know how difficult it is to live a human life. And through our mediumship on our Sunday gathering, it's an opportunity for those that come through to be able to have their voice heard again. I think it's very important to listen to the messages that come through as if the messages are for us. As you know by the words Darren shared and Avril and myself, they're from us to you, but it is serving probably everybody on our Sunday gathering. So our spirit friends that show up, they do the same. They pick who's coming through. There's someone who probably is like a chairperson, like Carrie picked our theme, and they have it already handled of who's going to come through. If this is your first time here, and if it is not, just listen in again. Avril will be contacted by somebody from the spirit world. They use her thoughts, her memories, her imagination, sometimes smells and tastes and sounds. They can use everything. She will do her very best to trust that the information that's coming through is coming from the spirit world. And you'll hear her give a couple of initial bits of information about the person. Is it a man? Is it a woman? Could be a mom, maybe something they did for a living. The spirit world knows exactly who is in our Sunday gathering right now. They do. So if she describes a person that you know that no longer walks this earth, we want you to press your raise hand button. Now, it could be a loved one, could be a family member, could be a friend, could be somebody a little distant. But if you can understand every word that she just spoke about, talking about the person, we want you to press your raise hand button. So this is audience participation now on whatever device you're on. Find that raise hand button and press it for me, will you? Now, we can't see you, but I can see your names, and I can see all these little hands that pop up. All right, now it should say lower hand. So if you want to press it one more time and your hand goes down. Why this is important. Sometimes there's a couple of people that can understand all the information. So we want you to press your hand, press your raise hand. And if at some point something Avril says does not make sense, then you would press your lower hand button. And at some point we'll have one hand remaining. And to that person, I'll press a magic button on my side. I will ask you to unmute yourself, which something will pop up on your side, how to do that. And if you are somebody who works with Avril, your job is easy. We just ask for your honesty, and we just ask for you to say yes, no, or I don't know to the information that she delivers. That's it. I do want to remind everybody of that because each week I know we're so excited. And when she may talk about your loved one, you want to share personal details. But we want everyone leaving here knowing that Avril really is in communication with your loved one. And how she said we could all be mediums. It's true. Our loved ones work through our thoughts and our memories, giving us memories and feelings all the time, but we may not be aware of it. We all are mediumistic, though. So what we like to do before we start our demonstration is play a feel-good, happy song. So this is just time to say thank you to your loved ones. They are here. They are with you, just as my room's filled with my loved ones. And just rejoice, feel good, think happy memories, happy thoughts. We are all together, and we're grateful you're here. So here is our song, and then we will be back with the beautiful Avril doing the demonstration of mediumship. Well, that's one peppy tune, isn't it? Haven't heard it before, but loved it. Well, welcome back, Avril.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for being such a great host and managing the mediumship contact so well. It makes such a difference.
You're most welcome.
And I am aware of Father drawing close from spirit. And I know that Dad's spirit level for checking that everything's in line and straight was one of his prized possessions. So if we can see if anyone understands Father in the spirit world, whose spirit level, do you understand that, Sandra? Spirit level? So spirit level you would use to check that a shelf is straight. You'd use the spirit level to see that. So I'm not sure what other dialects that would translate into.
Well, I know it as a level, but yes, same thing. So Dad used this quite often, you're saying?
And it was a prized possession of his for some reason.
Possession. Okay. All right. Also called a plum, someone said. All right. We have Rochelle and Jocelyn with their hands raised.
Now, I believe as well that you would actually still have Dad's spirit level, his plum.
All right, ladies, do you both have that? Well, we have one hand raised. Jocelyn, if you could press your unmute button. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. So happy to hear your voice. Welcome.
Yes.
Hi, Jocelyn.
Yes, hi. I have some of his tools, but not that one in particular.
It is, I'm sorry, it's that one in particular that I'm looking for.
So maybe it's not me. Yeah.
Thank you, Jocelyn. We'll see if anyone else understands that.
All right, you just stay where you are, Jocelyn. All right. Does anyone have Dad's level? Or who has, I should say. Okay, Kathy says it's also called a plum. Now, Christy has her hand raised, and so does Hayden. So if it's okay with you, we'll unmute both of them.
Yes, please.
Yes, and we
please.
can sort this. All right. Christy, if you'd go ahead and press your unmute button. And hello to Hayden.
Yes, I have. Hello. Yes, I have my grandfather's level. It's antique and I cherish it.
Thank you. Thank you. So can I also hear from Hayden, please?
I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Is it Dad's spirit level that you still have?
I still do, yes.
Okay, well, I'd like to continue working with you both because sometimes the relationship is not quite right. And I know that Dad used this in his employment.
Sometimes, I think, probably.
And Christy, do you understand that? So this
yes,
would be Granddad. You know that Granddad used this in his employment.
Yes, he did. And my father also used it. Sorry.
Thank you. No, that's all right. And 3 for 1, that's always good. And would either of you understand that your loved one used it on maintenance on roads, on public roads?
No.
No.
All right. But I do feel the spirit level would have been used. It would have been used frequently by your loved one.
Just on everything that he built and put together, and
Yes,
he wanted
thank
to
you.
make sure it was all
Thank you. It was level. And Christy, you understand that your
Yes.
loved one
Thankfully.
used it. Okay. And I feel as I say that one of you would understand that you've actually used that spirit level recently.
Yes.
Yes.
And I feel he's saying to me that's because it's such an important tool. Now I believe in your loved one's employment that he continued to use that spirit level even though there was more accurate technology available.
Yes.
Do you understand that too, Hayden?
Yes, I do.
I feel he just did not want to let that go. Now I do need something to separate the two of you. But I feel that the spirit level you're using just now, you've been using to actually build something. Do you understand that, Christy?
Yes. I
Okay, that's
use it
all
in
right.
my
Don't
home.
need the, thank you, thank you. Hayden, do you understand you've used the spirit level recently to build something?
Yes, I've been working on that, and it has
Okay,
to
so
be level.
yes, but I feel that even though one of you used the spirit level, what you were building still ended skew with, so it was still out of sync. Does either of you understand that?
Oh, yes, I'm not satisfied with it yet at all. It's
Thank-
close, but not there.
Christy, do you understand that?
Yes. It's difficult. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to keep going because I know he's very, very close. But I do feel your loved one would have been an engineer.
Yes.
No.
Christy, Christy, I felt that
Thank
very
you.
strongly at the start. So I'm going to work with Hayden, and thank you for working with me.
Thank you.
But Christy, please know your loved one is there. He's here and he's cheering you on. Thank you. Hayden, if I work with yourself. Now, I feel you've actually been working with building a structure in sand. Do you understand that?
It's not in sand.
All right. Okay. Don't tell me, because I really want to work this out for you. If it's not in sand, you would understand it's on a surface that's not solid.
Yes.
And I sense and this is grandfather I've got, correct?
No, my father.
No, it's your dad. Sorry, I've managed to confuse myself there. But as I say that, I feel that building structures is definitely back in the family as well.
Yes.
Because I do feel the influence of grandfather with building structures as well. Now with dad, you would understand that whenever he was building something, the preparations were so critical.
Absolutely.
And I do feel that he could be really tedious and boring when he was talking about how you had to prepare everything and have all your tools in order.
Yes.
And I feel your father applied this to everything in life.
Everything.
And I feel there was an analogy for everything around getting everything level.
Yes, yes.
And I feel too, that was also how your father taught you. I feel your father taught you things in life through practically building things, through constructing things.
Yes, he did.
And as he would do this with you, I get a memory of building Meccano or something like that. So you would have created Meccano sets. Do you understand?
Yes, he was good at that.
Yes, but and I know that you struggled with that a bit.
Well, in a way,
All right, I just feel that your father's dexterity with his hands was really refined.
it was when it needed to be. Yes.
It was when it needed to be. But I just know that when he spent time like that with you, he would also talk to you about life. Do you remember him telling you stories as you were building those Meccano sets?
Yes, he would refer to things that would have to do with the way life operated.
Absolutely. And everything had to be level-headed. So by that, I mean, everything had to be rationally thought out.
Yes, he was very much like that.
He was very much like that. So it was the preparation, it was getting the tools all in order, making sure the groundwork is done.
Yes.
And he just gives me I feel I feel he took great joy and pleasure when you made little mistakes when you were building the Meccano set.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All right, but you would understand that when he tried to, with his humor, it was very, very subtle.
Yes.
And he would subtly encourage you to be more creative, to try something a different way.
He would suggest different things. Yes.
Absolutely. And I feel that that's quite relevant to decisions in your life at the moment.
Oh,
So
yes. Oh my gosh.
getting your tools in order, getting the groundwork done, getting everything leveled out,
Oh, spot on with everything, not
and
just mechanical things,
remaining
everything.
level-headed.
Yeah, that's been a challenge.
Yeah, but I know he wants to finish off by talking about the humor, and he's just making me aware of the structure you've been trying to make just now, and he's laughing gently at how crooked it has turned out to be. And it gives me a sense that you're trying all sorts of things to try and make it work,
Yes.
but it's a bit wobbly.
Yes, it's
And
still
your
not
foundations are absolutely not solid.
right.
And I just feel, he's just saying, my boy, that's my boy,
Yeah.
because I know that he took great pleasure in your resilience to actually knock it down and start again.
I've started over many times with many things like this.
Yes, absolutely. And he's most impressed, and he takes his hat off to you. I don't know if that's something he used to do, at your continued resilience and your continued humor and your continued spirit. And thank you, Hayden, for letting me meet your dad.
Oh, thank you so much for your words. Very kind
Thank
and
you.
very accurate.
Thank you, Hayden.
Beautiful. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you, Avril. Thank you, Dad.
And wasn't that wonderful, Sandra? You spoke about everyone that was there. Now, I'm aware of a lady in spirit and I believe the name Anastasia links to this lady. So, and I believe this is a friend. So I have a friend in spirit who links to the name Anastasia. So can we see if anyone recognizes her?
Absolutely. Is this not necessarily her name, or it could be links to that name?
I'm going to say it's her name, Sandra, because I do feel it is.
Okay, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who understands this lovely lady? Press your raise hand button. No one has raised their hand.
Can I ask, is there anyone in our audience called Anastasia who has a friend in spirit?
No hands going up.
All right. So my solid piece of evidence is the name Anastasia. So, and I know I have friend in spirit. So it may be that friend in spirit was a real fan of the pop star Anastasia.
No hands up.
No hands up. Can I ask, is anyone in our audience a huge fan of Anastasia? I'm going to put my hand up.
Okay. No hands up yet, Avril.
No hands up yet.
No.
All right. So I know I have friend in spirit, and I know
we do have Sophia with her hand raised. So let's bring in Sophia. Sophia, if you could press your unmute button. Hi, Sophia.
Hello.
Oh, thank you for raising your hand.
Sure. I know a lady in spirit, and she links to a person named Anastasia, which is what you said originally.
yes, that's lovely, because so this friend in spirit, I believe she passed with breast cancer, Sophia.
No.
No. But so this is a friend in spirit I've got. That's correct.
It's not a friend. It's a sister-in-law, distant.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. The connection to Anastasia would have been one in family. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
And I believe that connection would actually go back to Russian origins.
No.
Okay, but it would have gone back to very traditional origins in the family.
Yes.
Very traditional origins in the family. But I feel that is something that's not spoken about. Are you aware of that?
I'm sorry, what is not spoken about?
The family origins.
Oh, it's definitely spoken about.
Then if that's not correct, there is still some unknown factors in there. So there must be some stories of relatives that remain a mystery.
Yes. Yes.
And I feel that part of it is not spoken about.
Oh, yes. Thank you for clearing that up. Yes.
But are you're aware of that there is some mystery there?
Yes.
But I feel that I know that you are someone that subtly tries to find out these mysteries?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I'm aware that you would have only had a few conversations with this lady.
Yes, that's correct.
And I do feel with her life there was a lot of sadness about her.
Yes.
And I feel that you did try and draw her out a little bit.
Yes.
But I know she was quite tight-lipped about this and about talking about members of the family.
Yes.
But she gives me the sense that you didn't stop trying to tease information out of her.
No.
You can say no. Then I feel then that she almost told you some secrets, but didn't quite. And
I don't know.
I feel that's wrong as I say it. What I feel is that she gave you some hints of what the stories might involve, but didn't really tell you.
I think that is true.
You know, because I know that you were quite subtle in trying to make her understand there was nothing to fear about things that happened in the past.
Yes.
And I feel this might have been I feel this was to do with children that were perhaps born out of wedlock. Do you understand that? No, don't worry. As I say that, she's saying shh to me. So I know that that potentially things, and I don't believe that statement that I just gave you is correct, but I feel that the family still would feel that some things are better kept secret.
Yes.
And I know that you are absolutely amazing at keeping everyone's secrets.
Yes.
Because you yourself, I feel you really connected with this lady because you're both very understated and very sensitive.
Yes.
And I do feel that this lady did reveal a few things to you that you haven't spoken about.
Yes.
And you know, she thanks you for your continued silence.
Thank you.
Because I feel that these facts could be a little bit explosive.
Yes.
And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I just feel she wants to thank you for your continued loyalty to the family.
Oh my God, thank you.
And I feel it's the family. It's like the institution.
Yeah. Thank you.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And I feel great comfort and joy from this lady for being able to share this with you, because I know she was deeply traditionally religious.
I think so.
I feel there was certainly Orthodox religion in the family.
Oh, yes.
And I know that you have had to curb your enthusiasm to talk about things in the spirit world with the family.
Oh, yes, correct.
And I feel that would extend to spiritualism.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And I just feel this lady's encouraging you to speak out more than she did. Because there's a certain regret, small regret with her that she had to keep things so tight, it restricted her life.
Thank you.
And she makes me feel that you now know you want to express yourself more openly with your spiritual beliefs.
Yes.
And you know that absolutely this is the time to do it.
I hope so. Yes.
Thank you for letting me connect with this lady, Sophia.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Avril.
I'm aware of a boy in spirit, and I believe he was absolutely enthralled by the Muppets, by the Muppet Show. And I believe this is son. So could we see anyone could we send this out, Sandra?
Yes, absolutely. Sun in the spirit world, enthralled with the Muppet Show. If you can understand that, please press your raise hand button. No hands up yet, Avril.
And if he's not a boy, he's a young man. So a young man in spirit that was absolutely obsessed, I have to say, with the Muppets.
No one's hands are raising yet, Avril.
Well, I have to ask, has anyone in our audience, as a boy or as a young man, been obsessed with the Muppets?
So someone here, have you been obsessed with the Muppets?
I don't know if anyone's going to admit to that. I'll put my hand up, but I'm not
would,
a boy.
me too.
So,
big fan
know.
of Kermit. But no one else's hands are going up.
All right. So I do feel I have a young man here. And I know that he would have, towards the end of his life, a boy or a young man would have spent a considerable amount of time in a children's, I feel it's a cancer ward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you might need to think a little bit outside of the box here, but if you can understand that information, go ahead and press your raise hand button. Or if your soul is pulling on you that, oh, this might be it. No one is raising their hand, Avril.
Okay, all right. So I am aware of a young man in spirit, and I believe he must have spent a lot of time in children's cancer wards. Now, it may not be towards the end of his life, but it would certainly be in his younger years.
Can anybody understand that information? No hands up. Oh, I so wish somebody would, but.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. And I want to go back to the Muppets. Oh, we
do have Carrie with her hand up. So let's see what Carrie says. Carrie, if you could press your unmute button. Hello, Carrie.
Hi, Sandra. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, good. I volunteer for a nonprofit agency called Soul Lumination, and I did do a photo shoot, and I do photo shoots of children in my spare time who are ready, getting ready to. They don't
Yes.
have much longer to live. Anyway,
Thank,
so I did a photo shoot of this little boy, and he did have cancer, and I did find out that he passed through his mom. I didn't have a close connection to him, but I did take his photographs, and he did pass of cancer.
and Carrie, would you recognize, so when you take photographs, I feel that you would sometimes surround the children with toys.
No, actually the toys were already there, but he did have
Yes.
Sesame Street. When I did go to his home, he did have Sesame Street going, and I saw Mrs. Piggy. So I don't know if Mrs. Piggy is part of Sesame
Mrs.
Street.
Piggy is right there central in the
So-
Muppets. And
So-
and I know Sesame Street's, I don't know if it's the same as the Muppets, but I know it's very similar. But I just feel this boy would have been surrounded by Muppet characters.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Like I said, I didn't
Yeah.
know him
And
that
t-
well,
and, Ca-
but
but thank you for coming forward, Carrie. And it's interesting because sometimes we are the only point that someone in spirit can come and communicate. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to pass this message on to his mum, but I feel that I really feel he's come in to thank you for being such fun.
yeah, I love little kids. They're
And
fun.
and I just get a memory from him of, you must have I don't know if you remember speaking to the Muppets, or do you remember speaking to Miss Piggy when you were there?
I don't think I did. I just was in the
Okay.
background. So
But I know that's something you would absolutely do.
oh yes, yeah, that's me. I like to make the kids laugh when I do see them. So, but this has been like about 5 years ago, I want to say. So
Absolutely. But this I have to say, this was a very precious time for you doing that.
yes, it meant a lot to me.
And I know there were some very special children that you met.
Yes.
And if you can cast your mind back, I feel with this boy, he was a lot older than he looked.
Yeah,
So
I possibly through all the treatments he had been through kind of made him grow up faster. I
all
don't
right,
know.
well, let me see why I want to impress that on you. I just get a feeling that in fact, there are a lot of children you worked with at that time who went to spirit.
Yeah, there were quite a
Because
few.
I have to say, and this is unusual, but sometimes we're aware of many souls coming forward to thank, especially someone who's touched them at such a difficult time in their life.
Yeah.
So I actually, because I felt I had a group of noisy children coming forward, because I know that you would have made these photo shoots so much fun.
Well, I try. I try.
And I know that you would have tried to, I feel you would try to make it quite a noisy affair.
I get pretty excited and I get loud. So, and I make faces and they always seem to laugh at that. But it's been a while, since I've.
And I'm not sure, but I want to say to you, a Miss Piggy face would be fabulous.
Yeah.
Now, because you don't know these children individually, I can't continue with
No.
evidential
Yeah,
information.
no, I
but
just spent maybe a few
however,
hours with each.
however, I have to say, you do have a girlfriend in spirit.
I do. Yes.
I do. And you would understand that she told you she was going to come back and speak to you.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have a friend. Yep.
Yeah. And I know that this is such a vibrant, fun-loving friend.
Oh, yes. Yes. She
Oh,
was
yes.
the life of the party.
You took the words right out of my mouth. So not only was she the life and soul of the party, you two must have done karaoke together.
We did.
And I really believe that you did sing the Muppets theme tune.
Oh, no. No. I think it was more of a Tina Turner song.
But would you understand that you behaved like a pair of Muppets?
We did. Yeah. We were kind of goofy.
I'm saying that because that is your friend's humor.
Yep. Like
And
I
I
said, she
know,
was the life of the
and I
life.
know that she battled illness for many years.
She did.
And
Yeah.
it just seemed that once she got over one thing, there was a new
Oh, yes. It was drama, total drama.
Absolutely. But I know that you were there as her steadfast friend.
Yeah, I knew her for about 15 years, and
I
I
know.
worked with her.
And I have to say that, you know, I feel that she lost all of her hair at one point.
No, that didn't happen. No.
Okay, all right. But there must have been things that impaired her physically.
That's true.
And absolutely took away from her beautiful looks.
No, she
All
was
right,
really actually very pretty.
Let me, then if that's not correct, you would understand that she used to make fun of her good looks.
Oh, yes, yes.
Because I just feel that what was on the outside was absolutely not what was going on in the inside.
True.
Because I know there was a lot of turmoil. I know there was a lot of physical ailment, and there was a lot of feeling very nauseous all the time.
Yes.
And I just feel she's come forward to give you a big nudge, to get you back in the party spirit. Because it just says, you know, what's happened to that beautiful smiling face of yours.
Oh, it's still here.
but you know, she's someone who believed that there wasn't anything that you couldn't do.
That's
do you
true.
understand?
Yes.
You know, she could see opportunities for you where you couldn't.
Not really.
Then would you? But she used to tell you that you used to underestimate yourself.
No, she never said that. But
all right.
No.
Well, I have to say she's saying that now.
Okay, right on.
And spot on, absolutely. Because she told you she'd continue to look after you from the spirit world.
I bet she is. She is probably watching me at work during the week and wondering, what the heck are you doing?
Yes. No, I just feel I want to go back to the Muppets, and what a lot of Muppets you have around you.
Right on. Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Take care, love, and thank you for letting
Yes,
me work.
thank you, Avril. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Carrie. And Avril, you beautiful soul, you're going to get some rest pretty soon. Thank you so much for your commitment to humanity on both sides of the veil.
Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah, you're a beautiful woman. Thank you. Just a few announcements, and then we'll have Darren come in with some words for the week for you. First of all, grief is the hardest thing we will ever deal with, and nothing hurts more than having one of our loved ones pass. And I think everyone here knows that pain. If you have not yet taken me up on the offer to read my book or listen to the audiobook, I want you to remember that it's there for you. If you've ever taken any course with us or signed up for a demonstration, it's already in your library at wedon'tdie.com. Just click on the log into member area. If you have not yet done that, that's fine. At the store page at wedon'tdie.com, you will find my audiobook, which is called We Don't Die, A Skeptic's Discovery of Life After Death. Just use coupon code FREE, F-R-E-E, and please be my guest. It was written about 10 years ago, but the information on grief to me is the most important because there's so much that happens in our mind and in our biology. And that just to explain why the pain hurts so bad and the tears and the thoughts that we have and some things that we can do to help us move through that. So I think the more we love, the more it hurts. And if you're someone grieving right now, you have a huge capacity for love. And that is one of the reasons I believe that we're here on planet Earth. So that's there for you. Also, if you're interested in mediumship, whether or not you want to be a medium, it's always interesting to explore what's possible in our soul. And towards, I think it's the last week of the month, Carrie and Phil are back doing their medium classes. So you might enjoy that. On Mondays, starting April 10th, I am with Scott Milligan for Trance and the Altered States. If you've ever joined us on a Friday for a demonstration of trance mediumship with Scott, they are something truly wonderful to behold. He has been sitting with his eyes closed for much of the past 25 years, really a commitment to the spirit world in a different form of mediumship. And you can hear wonderful conversation that we have each and every week from a friend in the afterlife through this trance mediumship. So if you're just interested in quieting your mind and learning what's possible, we all have a group of spirit folks around us and our loved ones. So it's a wonderful time to quiet down. That happens starting next Monday. I don't think I have any other big bold announcements, except for we're so grateful you're here. We've had a few of you that have donated to our Sunday gathering. We appreciate donations, large or small. They're not necessary, but they definitely help. So you can always find out how to donate if you go to the Sunday gathering page at wedon'tdie.com. You'll also see the past Sunday gatherings if you need a little more inspiration. Also, the links are there if you want to register for the next upcoming Sunday gatherings. This coming Sunday is Easter Sunday, and we will be here with a smile. Yes, we will. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Darren for some words for the week.
Thank you for that, Sandra, and thank you for Avril. You know, it's always a pleasure to sit here and watch and listen to you guys talk. And for me today, it has been a pleasure. I've been sitting here watching and listening to the whole Sunday gathering, so thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Aspirations. We all have our own aspirations, don't we? There's things we want to do, fit people we want to be, you know, who we want to be like, how we want to do it, how we want to get there. But what stops us from achieving these aspirations? Well, if you remember back to Sandra's story about the crow, I'm sure many of us can relate to that story about being the crow or how the crow first started off. You know, we can look at other people around us. We can think they've got more money than us. They're more intelligent than us. You know, whatever it may be, we can find an excuse of why we can't go forward with our own aspirations. And we start looking to other people's aspirations. But like Avril touched on, you know, life in this world is very short. Yes, life is eternal. We can live on and we can continue to do things in the unseen world. But life within this world is very short. And you know what? We need to make the most of it. You know, our aspirations are as unique and individual as we are. We're all unique individuals. So if you look in the mirror and look at what's stopping you achieving your aspirations, us. We're stopping it, aren't we? We're putting the obstacles there. We're putting all the excuses under the sun of why we can't achieve our aspirations. But like I said, we're all unique individuals. And I know we talk about it many times here. You know, you need to live by who you truly are and who you're meant to be. Don't worry about other people around you. You know, we can all look at other people and think they're better at this, better at that, whatever it may be. But you've all got something you're amazing at, and that's being you. So let's stop with all the excuses. You know, we can be the peacock if you want and shut ourselves and trap ourselves in this small little pen, but that's not how we want to live our lives. We want to be free. We want to be like how the crow ended up. You know, we want to spread our wings and fly and be the true us that we're meant to be and fully go forward and drive our own aspirations. Because you don't want to end up in the other world and regret, you know, not living your aspiration here, do you? So let's make the most of it. Let's make the most of our lives and have fun doing it. And hey, if you make mistakes, you make mistakes. Let's just dust ourselves off, look back, laugh, and move on. But don't stop yourself going forward with your aspirations. Now, if you'd all like to close your eyes and join me for the closing prayer. We'd like to thank our friends, brothers and sisters from across the world for coming together here today and playing your part, uniting together as one under that banner of We Don't Die, and for allowing this Sunday gathering to take place here today. We'd like to extend our sincere thanks and gratitude to all those friends, helpers and loved ones in that world we call unseen for having the faith and the trust in us week after week and allowing these Sunday gatherings to take place and allowing us to hear your thoughts and your words, bringing us all those moments of healing, joy and upliftment, and for allowing ourselves to immerse ourselves in your unconditional love and that healing balm which will be etched in our hearts and minds forever, so we can move forward from this Sunday gathering in a better place. Each and every one of us deems it a joy and a privilege to work with your world here today, and we truly hope to the best of our ability we have done you proud here today. As we leave this Sunday gathering and allow the sun to set on this day, we go forward to the dawn of a new day, creating and treading our own individual pathways and journeys, going forward with the confidence to continue to drive our own aspirations. And we can do this in the comfort and knowledge to know that you continually walk by our side, hand in hand, day by day, inspiring us to be the best that we can be for all of mankind. And we can continue to go forward in our truth and understanding that love and life are both eternal. And as always, we ask that this week you continue to shine that healing balm to all four corners of our globe to bring great comfort and healing to all those hearts and minds that we need at this time. Until we meet again, my friends. Amen.
Thank you so much, Darren. And another thank you to Avril. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the globe, for being part of our Sunday gathering. And of course, thank you to our friends and family and loved ones in the spirit world. They really are just a breath away. If you want to have a picture of them looking well and just keep talking to them, they'll do everything they can to put thoughts and memories in your mind, maybe even show you a sign or two. They are very real and you will see them again, but we have a life to live. So go make the most of it. Our closing song picked by Carrie is called All Right by Supergrass, very peppy. And we will play this last song. Chat box is still open. We love you guys. And we will be back next Sunday. But here we go. You guys are too much. I love your messages in the chat box, all the dancing that's going on behind the scenes. Well, that's all I have to say. Let me put all three of us on screen. We'll have Carrie and Phil back next week. Have a great week. We'll be back on Easter Sunday, which will be Monday morning for our friends down under. Thank you all. We love you. Go head over to wedon'tdie.com. Sign up for next week. Do it early. All right. Bye for now. Have a great week.